Hey there, it's Raven Scry. I'm sitting here this morning. I've got my cuppa in hand, sipping that nicely as the day opens up. It's going to be quite warm today. I can feel the heat rising. So I'm feeling to connect in to crypto. And I did a video last week, which I'm sure many of you watched, moving to the top of the bull market, where there was different things that I was shown, and particularly different tokens. Now, I've noticed in the comments of the last video there's a lot of people bringing to my attention that it could be different tokens, different things. We've also discussed this over in Patreon, and delving a little bit deeper over there into what these tokens could be. Now, I did, there was very many, I think there was like 5 or 6 things spoken about in the last video. We had P tokens, we had duck references, we had fan shell references, we had a panther's head, we had a palm tree, and brown cat reference. Now, I did do a cat reading over in Patreon, so if you're wanting to kind of move into connecting a little bit more around the cat tokens, please pop over to Patreon, join us over there. We're trying to kind of, uncover what some of these tokens are, because just to speak to, when I'm doing this and I move to the top of the bull market and I observe what's there and Spirit shows me things, it's like my access to my logical mind, it's like I put it aside. And as soon as I start to try to fine tune and try to know, what is this token, the more it can muddy up the clarity that's coming through, and the more the logical mind can really click on and start trying to work with the information. So it's a fine dance of how much to push for knowing the answer, and how much to allow it to breathe and just kind of intuiting and feeling, it must be this one. It's like this fine dance to get clarity as to what token they're speaking about. Okay, so I'm just going to move through a few of the suggestions that came through from you guys. Now, I may miss some of them. These are some of the ones that resonated as I moved through the list. So we had the P token. Now, the P token has come up at another time as well. There's been reference to big P tokens. Now, in the past, we've thought that this could be Pith, and many people have said, is it Polygon? Is it Polygon? And there's also the possibility of Polymesh, and there's probably others. I think some people have said Pulse Chain. To be honest, I've got aversion to Pulse Chain and all of that community, and I know many of you may like that community, but I don't. So, I'm not connecting over there to that. Just to speak directly to it. So within that, I feel there's resonance with some of those tokens. Now, I feel like Polygon, I feel like there's a heaviness with Polygon. Now, I see it moving. I feel like it's going to, certainly move as we move along the market, but I just don't feel like it has that magical energy that they kind of show me. Now, I feel like Polymesh has more of a lighter energy. I feel like it has more possibility to be that token. It has its colouring and its P reference that seems correct, and it just has an energy around it. Not to say that this is the token, but just trying to uncover ideas around this, and this is what you guys have mentioned as well in the comments and over on Patreon. So there was also reference to a duck, a yellow duck. Now, that keeps coming up. It just keeps coming up in so many of the readings. And the word epic has come up as well. So, I was thinking at the time, perhaps it is, Epic Games, and, sometimes with the way this works, there's double meaning. So it might be a couple of tokens that both do very well, that fit the description. But the one that you guys have mentioned is Epic Duck, TEH Epic Duck, and I do feel like there's some good energy around that one, in the way that it comes through. Now, also knowing that these tokens, they can appear to be one thing. They also have these other meanings behind them. They can be showing other things, but this yellow reference to a duck, it seems quite clear. And so, yeah, at the moment, Epic Duck is feeling like what the energy is focusing into. And no one's come up with anything more sort of connected than that. And if there is other duck tokens that resonate with what I've been sharing about the duck reference, please share them. Another thing that came in was a panther's head, and the panther's head is an interesting one because it's just like, boom, this black cat head just appeared. And it's interesting because, as I say, black cat head, it could be another one of the cats. It's true, it could be another cat token. Sometimes the way that I speak to things, it's almost like I'm speaking exactly to what they want to share, but I'm not realizing it as well. So it can be a bit tricky at times. But black cat's head, it does feel like a panther, like it was quite specific to a panther. Now, there has been reference to panther token, which is actually Panther Protocol. There may be others as well. So that's an interesting one. So that's certainly worth looking into more, which I will be doing over in Patreon, just to keep this in mind. For the sake of this, I'm trying to gather all of the different tokens, and it's very overwhelming because often there's so many that are spoken of and that are shown to me and that are flying around in all directions, and I'm like, whoa, which one's which? And that gets a little overwhelming. So try to kind of work with them more over in the group and the community. So yes, other things that came up. Palm tree. There is a palm AI, so that could be interesting as well. And the other thing was a shell, which was shown to me, interestingly, like the shape and the texture, which of a fan, but then it sort of morphed into this shell, and I kind of wondered, what is this? But it's been mentioned that it may be scallop, and I looked at scallop when somebody said that, and I was just like, wow, like that really looks like this fan shell that that they showed me. So it certainly could be interesting there. It could be a winner, that one too. So there's quite a few that have been brought through and worth kind of keeping on your radar, keeping in your thoughts. And what I felt to do, just to round off the video today, is to revisit the top of the bull market, as I did in the last video. Revisit this place. I'm just going to connect in again, see if there's anything they want to re-show me or anything else that can be offered in regards to the top of the bull market, any crypto projects they may want to show me. So I'm just going to allow the space. I'm just going to open into that space, and I'm going to move into the top of the bull market, which feels to be next year. Move up to the top of that space, where everything is feeling open, where everything is moving, and as we kind of observe from this top space. I'm just going to ask Spirit now, connecting with Spirit, and ask, what have you got to share around projects at this top, things that are seen up here in this top area. Again, they're referencing ducks, okay. Is there another duck? It's like ducky. I'm hearing ducky. Okay. Anything else you want to share here, Spirit? They are showing me reference to a light-coloured cat. It looks to be a white cat. This has come up also before in the cat reading. It's like there's this white cat that appeared. I can feel it morphing into the clouds. It's like this white cat that kind of comes in and out of the clouds. Okay. Anything else you feel relevant to show today? And I'm just going to ask the question, a token that has made a lot of people a lot of money, significant amounts of money. Is there a token you can show me at the top here that has done this, Spirit? They're showing me 3 lines, all horizontally. It almost looks like an E, but it doesn't have the side. It's like 3 lines on top of each other. And I hear parabolic. Yeah, they're talking about this heightened movement with these 3 lines. They show me this E, like it's a square block E, but it's missing the sides, so it's just these 3 lines. In the way they show it, and there may be relevance in the way that's been shown as well. And I'm just going to ask, is there anything more they can show or share around this particular 3-lined token? Because they're referencing it moving up a lot. Now I can see people on their computers. It's just got some kind of tech element going on with it. I'm just going to ask, can you give me something that can give me more clarity as to what this 3-line token is? Web development, talking about development and progression in that, within how it works or what it's doing. So perhaps you guys, if you know what they're speaking about, please let me know underneath in the comments. Okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm going to leave it there for today, not go on too long. May revisit this in Patreon and see if we can dig a bit deeper. So you're very welcome to join over there. If not, please comment below and let me know what, any ideas of what you think some of these tokens are or perhaps could be. It's very helpful. We all work together to uncover what these tokens are. So that's kind of what it's all about. All right, guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you again very soon. Raven Scry signing off.